Good morning. Tried to do a little bit of a. Couldn't really get the finger coordination for the shave and a haircut. So, holy shit, massive news. I made a video yesterday pointing out that I was 2 subs short of 100. And I absolutely love having the friends I have because a few of them, one in particular, thank you very much, Yiz, heard the call as it was, and or as it were, and yeah, I got more than the 2 I needed. I gained 11. So now I'm stuck trying to figure out, or at least I spent most of yesterday stuck trying to figure out how to do 100 sub. And I mean, it's not a big deal to a lot of people. Oh, it's only 100 people. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get 100 people in a room to agree on something? Let alone 109. I'm floored. I'm absolutely shocked that that happened. I'm absolutely pleased and grateful as all fuck, but I'm surprised it happened. So, I've decided that what I will do, and I set up a little bit last night while I was having a Discord chat with a couple other people, at least one of whom I'm pretty sure is a sub. It still feels slightly weird to call people my subs. Not because the fame is strange. I've been fame-ish before, but well, I've spent a lot of time around BDSM folk, and I'm not sure I really want to call you guys my submissives. And I really don't. Yeah, no. Whole different kind of pride. Anyway, what I decided to do, I have a small project I had in mind anyway, which I was working on here and there. So I will be finishing that during a live stream. Essentially, I'll just be making bookends. But come to think of it, I have 2 pieces here that I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with. These pieces, they're reclaimed as well, and I may be able to work them into the equation as well. Anyway, let me just put that over there. So I'm going to be doing that. That'll be no earlier than 2 p.m. this afternoon, we'll say. Newfoundland time, so that would be 12:30 Eastern in the US, and I believe 5:30 in the UK, if you guys haven't changed your time yet. And if you're on, if you're in the UK, things are about to get really fucky again this year, aren't they? I really hate daytime savings. Daylight savings, whatever the hell it's called. I really don't see the purpose of it anymore. But anyway, and yeah, that's gonna throw a wrench into some schedules. Anyway, what am I talking about? Yes, I will be doing the live 100 sub thank you stream because that's going to be celebratory for me and for you guys because I absolutely love conversing with my chat. I've obviously got the gift of gab, much as surprisingly I say very little when I'm not on camera or around other people. which actually, come to think of it, is pretty much everybody, isn't it? But I'll also be doing a live read of a poem. Uh, I'm going to let you guys pick it, or at least make suggestions. But you have to be aware that I have to avoid copyright, and I will be doing it on YouTube. So I can't read something like Lovecraft's On the Creation of... which, for the record, I read on my Gab. So you can go and check that out. I'm still trying to get my Rumble sorted out. I've also got to get... apparently I'm supposed to be eligible for a custom URL at this point. But YouTube being YouTube, it took their automation system. What did it take SkyTube net? Well over 24 hours to actually notify me that I had 100 subscribers. Which I didn't need the notification from YouTube because I have friends. And my friends told me. And when I actually... went and checked, it turned out I had 106. Then I wake up this morning, I've got 109. That's awesome. I should sit up a bit straighter, I suppose. Be healthy. But I'm absolutely grateful that 109 people want to hear what I have to say. Like I said, getting 109 people in a room together to agree on something is generally exceptionally hard. So, awesome. Love it. Sit up. I think I'm going to have to keep setting my camera a little higher than usual so that I have to sit up to center my head. It's good for the posture. Oh, there goes the back. Yeah, so I'll be doing the woodworking piece, and I'll do some... Actually, I may do multiple poetry reads. Try to keep them short, please. This technically is my 250th video, so a little bit of a yay there, but really this is 249B, because this, as far as I'm concerned, is the lead up to the 250. But yeah, this has been amazing. I'm really, really grateful for all you guys. Let's see. So in the news, and I will talk a little bit about some of the violence that's been in the news right now. I do want to lower that because holding myself up that far is actually not posture. It's uncomfortable. And I'm not exactly a hunch type of person, because if I hunch, I have to do this. And this actually hurts my my middle back to do this. So comfortable is about there. So, yeah. And I'm still slouching a little bit, but I don't think I need to be at parade rest for these videos. But I'll talk a little bit, because I'm going to go probably 5 or 6 more minutes. A little bit about the violence that's been in the news. There's apparently a young man, young black man, driving around Memphis, shooting people, white people particularly. This won't be seen as a hate crime, and he probably doesn't even see it himself as racist. He may, in fact, feel justified for shooting white people. White people, by the way, who've never done him any direct harm, and probably aren't even related to anyone who is related to him who was done harm by a white person. That's even assuming that his family was in the United States during the slavery issue. The unfortunate thing is he looks, well, I won't say he looks like a well-adjusted young fella, but he's definitely a healthy 19-year-old, and I honestly believe that he doesn't have a father figure, clearly. He's probably, well, I mean, he was 17 when the lockdown started, so probably spent a lot of time alone in the last couple of years just stewing over things on the internet, which, don't do that. If you have the opportunity to spend time with people, go do it. Even if you have to skip one of my videos to do it, go spend time with people. People are more important than screens. But we've got, here in Canada, we have, or very recently, we had a mass stabbing spree in Saskatchewan by two, now, I don't know how they identify themselves, but having seen their pictures, I would say they're native. That's not me being racist, that's me going, I've met natives. I've met a lot of natives. Those guys look native, or at the very least Métis, which is, I guess, accepted under the native umbrella, kind of the same way that the transgender have gotten themselves under the LGBT, or the LGB umbrella. So essentially Métis is not exactly native any more than transgender is a sexuality. But conventional acceptance is good enough for my view, and good enough for the purposes of this video. But what they're doing is, or what they were doing, one of them has since been found dead. Excellent. No, I feel no remorse whatsoever for that statement. I'm quite happy he's dead. Well, no. I would have far preferred that they never went stabbing, but you make your choice. The young black man in Tennessee is, assuming this is actually a true story, probably going to end up the same way. More like than not, because he's probably going to attempt suicide by cop. And while I'm not necessarily, well, no, I am actually in this situation. I would be perfectly accepting of summer execution for someone like that. I mean, you are filming yourself shooting people. And while it is possible someone like that could reform, I don't think he should be given the chance. And that's speaking as someone who's reformed himself from a dark past. In the case of the young black man in Tennessee, it is very clear that the anti-white agenda is involved. Otherwise, why would he be targeting white people? It's clearly media lies that have done this to him, or lies that are in the media that he's been consuming. Whether it's the 1619 Project that claims that America started with the first slave brought to the country, or BLM that says reparations for slavery are needed. The thing with that one that I get a real kick out of is how do you determine who was a slave and who was a slave owner? Because I guarantee you there are white people in the United States who descend from slaves, who have slaves in their ancestry, just as there are black people who have slave owners in their ancestry. And you can scream rape all you want. It's not the case. But one of the issues I really have with this thing in Tennessee, again, assuming it's a real story, and I don't have any real reason to doubt it at this point, and I know for a fact that the Native guys was a real story. The Sandersons in Saskatchewan. I don't know that the Sandersons were necessarily targeting white people. I suspect they weren't because they started their rampage on a First Nations reserve, which for them that may be a gang issue. With the young fellow in Tennessee, that doesn't seem to be the case. But in both cases, there appears to be a lack of strong fathers. The case of the Sandersons here, from looking at the pictures, I would say these two young men are either cousins or half-brothers, potentially, and even potentially full brothers. Me and my brother, for example, don't look that similar. There are features around the eyes and things like that that we have very much in common, but really it is very easy to tell the difference between us. Even skin tone, which is an issue with the Sandersons as well. One looks far lighter than the other. But this idea that there needs to be some sort of racial animus between people, that's being pushed by organizations that have not even ulterior motives. They simply have evil motives. They want people to suffer. And they want white people to suffer in particular for imagined crimes. Or, I suppose, historical crimes, which the idea that the sins of the father are visited upon the child is it's biblical. It's also part of the reason that I have an issue with the Bible. But more than anything else, the biggest problem I have with this whole situation is that if you're going to remember the bad things from history, why don't it, like, if history is your basis for these grievances, why is history not also your basis for amelioration, for accepting that if you're going to bring up historical crimes such as slavery, and for the record, if you're going to give reparations to black people from white people in the States, then I need to get on the phone to Italy, because I'm English descent, and my people were enslaved by the Romans. So if we're going to play that card, everybody gets money from everybody else, because there isn't a single race on the planet that hasn't A, taken slaves, and B, been slaves. Anyway, I'm coming up on 20 minutes, but my point is that if you're going to hold people accountable for the bad things in history, then you need to also account for the good things in history. For example, yes, white people were responsible, in part, for the importation of slaves from Africa to the United States, to the Americas. White people are also responsible for the end of the slave trade outside of the Middle East. Yeah, the Middle East still has slaves, for the record. So, you want to get mad about something, get mad about that. In the meantime, folks, I am going to cut this off here shortly. Um, as I've been wont to do of late, I will give you the second tap, and then I'll say my goodbyes. And since it kind of needs saying somewhere in the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you feel particularly generous, there is a donation link. And don't forget to come back, or at least set your notifications up, so that when I go live at about 2 o'clock Newfoundland time this afternoon, you guys will be able to spot it. Okay. So, have a nice day. Sorry. I hope you're having a good day. I don't have a set sign off except for the very last phrase that I say. But, oh, and I will point this out as well to the new subscribers. Anytime I do a live stream, while I don't necessarily put the hashtag AskArdent in there, the live stream is always a Q&A session, just a conversation. So if you have any question you want to ask me on any topic, hit me. And if I don't know, I will say as much. If I do know, I will give you the benefit of what wisdom I have acquired. And if it's something that interests me and I feel that the time is worthwhile, I will do a web search during the live stream while we're chatting, and I will find out what I can about a topic and talk about it. Anyway, this is going to take quite a while to upload now because I'm going to be at 22 minutes, which generally means I'm going to be about an hour getting it uploaded. I really hate Newfoundland dog shit internet and low quality equipment, but it's what I can afford. I am a poor. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you continue to have good days, and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye.